Hello Tamers! Following its release, we'll be cracking into Advanced Starter Set Double Typhoon. And to accompany us for this video, we'll actually be bringing back a special guest in the form of the Terriermon card from one of the older iterations of the Digimon TCG that I brought up during my first opening on this channel. Well, since it's the first Digimon structure, I might as well go over the packaging. And well, just like the previous advanced deck set for Beelzemon, well, this deck set is pretty much a mostly budget option, as well. Getting two of these nets you a actually really decent ready to play deck to work well off of. Obviously, going over the three types of cards: normal, ionization, and then more art. But yep, just like the previous deck set before it, it comes with sleeves and then a few reprints. Well, cracking into the deck set. Opening into the tape. And opening up. I don't get caught in tabs. And then bring up all the contents. As I said, this deck set comes with thematic sleeves, with the Lop and Terrier sleeves, with them poking their heads out. Background, well, then also deck itself, reprint, and also going into what else comes in here: a secret pack, and also the dual-sided playmat that comes with it. Well, opening it up and already showing it off what the other side is. The front side is pretty much on the gold armor wrapping on. And then the reverse is actually the Double Typhoon box art for the set. Oh, pulling out and putting that away. Probably start off with going... Oh, might as well go into the deck itself. Well, going into it, we start off the deck with 4 eggs of the new structure deck Gummymon, whose inherit is when attacking, once a turn, if you're a green tamer, draw 1. And then following that, we also have 2 copies of the new structure deck Terriermon, who pretty much can evolve for 0 off of Gummy, and also has the main effect: once a return, you get to play a green tamer or a level 3 Digimon with Lopmon name from hand at a reduced cost of 2, and has the integral of when this Digimon is suspended, it gets plus 1000 DP. And to go with it, and also to go off of art perspectives, we also have the new structure deck Lopmon, who digivolves for 0 off of Coco as an alternative cost, and has the main once return, granting alliance one of your other Digimon to one of your Digimon, and also has the same when suspended DP gain as the Terrier. Well, following that, we also have a new 4 copies of a new structure deck of Wendigomon, who can digivolve, who is obviously one of the instances where it has a cheaper, well, a much more expensive generic evolution cost compared to its alternative evolution cost. In this case, Wendigo can digivolve for 2 off of Terrier or Lopmon name. And, well, and this new Wendigo, has the on-play when digivolving to delete a level 3 or lower Digimon, either on your board or the opponent's side. And, well, if it's your own, you're able to pretty much replay out a Terrier or Lopmon name from trash without paying the cost. And then Wendigo also has the plus 1000 when the Digimon, when the stack it's in, is suspended. And following that, we get 4 copies of the new structure deck Garglemon, who, during your turn, when this Digimon becomes suspended, you get to grant jamming to any one of your Digimon, be it through pretty much attacking in, or pretty much being suspended off of Alliance. And well, continuing on with the level 4 count, we also get 2 copies of the new structure deck Rapidmon Gold Armor. Well, obviously, as you can see behind, we also have the level 5 Rapidmon. Well, for this new Rapidmon, gets a Digivolve for 3 off of regular Terrier, and also has the higher generic evolution cost. Well, this Rapidmon also has armor purge like the BT8 version and has blocker. But for this Rapidmon, it has the all turns when this Digimon becomes suspended. All of your opponent's Digimons and all of their security Digimon get minus 4000 until the end of turn, and also has the DP boosting effect for its inheritable. Well, going on to our level 5s, we have 5 copies of normal Rapidmon, who pretty much evolves 4 generically, and then Digivolves for 3 off of a Rapid, or, incidentally enough, the Gold Armor Rapidmon. Well, this Rapidmon has the on play, and when Digivolving, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if you have a green Tamer on board, until the end of the opponent's turn, your opponent's effects can't delete the Digimon or return to hand, pretty much granting itself protection and likely staying up for what this deck actually has in mind. Well, for inheritables, it has the Maltirano inheritable instance of when this Digimon deletes a opponent's Digimon by battle, trash the top of security. Of the opponent's security. Well, and pretty much the creme de la creme for this deck is the Mega Garglemon Ace, which you get 2 copies of. Well, this Digivolves for 4 generically, or Digivolves off of Rapidmon name in a cost of 5. And that also means this is because this actually allows it to Digivolve Digivolve over the Gold Rapidmon as well. And that also plays into it, given that this is also an Ace card. Therefore, you get to blast Digivolve this Mega Gargo on top of Golden Armor Rapidmon. And well, since we went over that, and also having the Overflow 4. Well, going into it, this is a blocker body with reboot, and then when Digivolving, you get to send 2 of your opponent's Digimon and Tamers, then to their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend or Digivolve until the end of their turn, adding a little bit of floodgating, excuse me. And then also as another Digivolving ability, and also when attacking, once returned, you may unsuspend this Digimon, pretty much allowing you to pretty much unsuspend and setting up for this to block again, or pretty much to avoid being an attack target again. Well, continuing on, we also get 4 copies of a new structure's Terriermon Evil. Well, this Terriermon Digivolves for 3 off of Antila, is an Alliance body, and then when Digivolves, you get to delete a level 4 lower Digimon. Then you get to play out a level 4, a lower green or purple Digimon from hand or trash without paying cost. Setting up for Alliance. And well, continuing on, we get a new structure 4 copies of the new structure deck Henry Wong, whose starter main phase gains 1 memory if the opponent has a Digimon, and then has the main effect by placing this Tamer and 1 Gargo and 1 Rapid from trash in order as one of the Terriermon's bottom evolution sources. That Digimon may digivolve into Mega Gargo from hand at evolution cost of 4, ignoring evolution requirements, and then that Digimon gains Rush, pretty much playing into the biomerging aspect and how that Mega Gargomon and Galmon and Sugoyamon are in Tamers. Well, going on to another good card from this set is Double Typhoon, which this deck is named after. Well, this is a cost 3 option, whose main effect is top deck 3, and then add 1 green Digimon and 1 such Tamer card among to hand, then bot deck the rest, and then place into battle area, with the delay being you have to play out a Terrier Lop from hand without paying cost. And then the security effect is suspend 2 of the opponent's Digimon, then place into a battle area. Pretty much setting itself up while also bringing a defensive option. Nope. Next up, for more defense options, we also get the new structure deck Giant Missile, the Mega Gargo option, whose this main effect being suspend 1 of the opponent's Digimon, then return 1 of their suspended Digimon to bot deck, and 1 of their Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. Continuing on. We now also have a reprint of EX4 Terriermon, who pretty much searches, and then also gives the inheritable of when a line suspends, this Digimon that's part of gets to Digivolve at a reduced cost of 2. And you get 4 copies of this one. Then going further, we also get a reprint of Terriermon Assistant from EX4 as well, who pretty much ends up being a Alliance battery in wording as well. During your turn, when effect suspends this Digimon, you get to grant plus 4,000 to 1 of your Digimon, and also has the evolution reduction in response to Alliance ability. Continuing on. We also get a reprint of EX4 and Terriermon, who's a Alliance body normally, and end of attack plays out a level 3 green Digimon from trash without paying cost. And then also having the inheritable of end of attack. If you have another suspended Digimon, return 1 Digimon card from trash to hand for further recycling. And continuing on the reprints, we also have BT8 Willis in pretty much the new max rarity art. Then continuing on, we also have EX2 Henry Wong at 2 copies. And then to end off the rest of the stack, a Terrier and Lopmon memory counters, punch-outable tokens, and then the rule cards. That's contents of the deck side, and then now on to the reprints. As you can see, we start off with the reprint of EX4 Pokemon with a new art. And then reprint of EX4 Lopmon also with the new art. And also a new art reprint of Rapidmon from BT8. And also to further add on to value, we also have a new structure deck Magnamon from the set, who pretty much is another more expensive generic evolution cost compared to its ultimate evolution cost, This case, Vmon at cost of 3, and has a security effect, de-digivolve 1 of the opponent's Digimon, and at the end of the battle, you get to de-digivolve 1 of your Digimon into this card without paying cost. And then has blocker and armor purge, and then when digivolving, trash the top card of your opponent's Digimon. Well, trash the top Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon for each of that Digimon's colors. Then return one of their Digimon with no sources in to hand. For it being a very unique take on this as well, you could pretty much solely div hate to one target with the Digivolve, then trigger the one Digivolving to then further hit sources and likely bouncing to hand. Well, continuing on, we have a full art reprint of Fireball from EX2, a full art Kaiser Nail reprint from Structure Tech 2, full art Blinding Ray, and into this aspect's, likely in this aspect's main haul being, well, Pride Memory Boost, showing off D Brigade versus the Legend Arms, and also Miss Memory Boost, primarily focusing on Imp and Beelza, while also focusing on other purple archetypes. Well, aside from that, we also get a secret pack that came with it, with this set. With this being a alternate foiling of one of these structure deck cards, if I remember correctly. And well, since I also bought two and cracked one ahead of time, we'll actually be opening two secret packs. Well, starting off with the one that we get from this one, and we got purple, so that's one and we end up hitting the structure deck Ruby, which is sort of a shame given that we already get 4 copies of him from the advanced set already. Well, it also has that unique, and given that's a dual color Digimon, the expanded border actually comes out like this. Well, cracking on to my second pack, and it's black. Let's see what we get, and we end up hitting the print, that version for Rapidmon. And well, since I forgot to actually expand upon it, this Rapidmon also just so happens to work well in Machine Draw, as you could tell from the change in background they chose for playmat. Well, obviously becomes another cyborg target for it, and also gives that Maltyrano inheritable as well. And well, since I also glossed over as well, this advanced deck set also had the possibility. The advanced deck set also had the possibility of hitting a lottery card. In the advanced BLZ deck set's case, it was the structure deck BLZ. And then for this advanced deck set, it was actually for the new structure Rapidmon. Well, that's it for the advanced deck side of things. Let's go on to our next section. And for this part, we'll be doing something a bit different for the channel, as this is a deck profile using just 2 of the dual Typhoon decks. Well, going into it, we run any ratio of the Gummymons that we get, and then any of the 2 Kokomons we get as well. Both are pretty much 2 flavors of a draw engine for the deck, with Gummy being a draw 1 when attacking if you have a Green Tamer, and then Coco drawing when you have an effect that suspends one of your Digimon, in this case Alliance. And continuing on to the deck itself, opening up with our level 3s, we run 4 copies of Terriermon from the structure deck, 4 EX4 Terriermons, 3 structure Lops, 2 Tier Assistant, and then 2 and then both copies of the X4 Lop that we get from the full art set as well. Well, reasoning for this setup is pretty much for consistency, as the X4 Terriers and Lops are used for searching, and then Terrier Assistant is there for being a DP battery when it gets suspended by effect, in this case through Alliance. And well, these three all have the enable to then digivolve for reduced cost of 2 when an Alliance suspends one of your Digimon. And then for Structure Deck Terrier and Lop, it's pretty much more or less toolboxing, as Structure Terrier allows you to pretty much play out a Green Tamer or Lop for reduced cost of 2. And then Lopmon here is pretty much giving you Alliance, and your Digimon's Alliance, as long as it's still Lopmon, obviously. Well, that out of the way, continue on to the rest of the deck. Going into our level 4s. In this case, we run 4 copies of the Structure Gold Rapid, 2 copies of the reprinted full Rapidon from BT8 from the full art, 2 of the Structure Wendigos, and then 2 copies of Gargo, with Structure Rapid being one form of blocking and removal, given that when it suspends, it dishes out -4,000, and is for offensive, given that that same one suspending effect dishes out -4,000 DP to all the opponent's security Digimon until the end of their turn, which would stack if you have multiple of these on board and have attacked. And then BT8 Rapid Gargo is for wide control, in addition to pretty much creating targets that you could attack into. Then we have Gargo, the Structure Gargo, for the ability to grant jamming when suspended, either when attacking or through Alliance. Then Wendigo here is actually used for another point of control, as Wendigo can pop a level 3 or lower, or you could actually delete one of your own and then recur a Terrier Lop that's in trash. Case in point, you could actually use it on your own Structure Deck Lop to then reuse its ability to grant Alliance, while having the previous one still be in effect. Then going on to our level 5s. We run a full playset of Rapidon, and then 2 copies of Inteleon, with this part being a little bit up to ratios as well, given that, well, this Rapidon is another Rapidon name for the deck, and has the 1 Digivolving and non-play to Digivolve 1, and then if you have Tamer in play, you're able to grant this Digimon protection from bouncing and being delayed by effects. And then the X4 Intela is more or less a recursion piece, as well as being an Alliance body. At the end of the turn, you get to play out a level 3 green from trash without paying cost, or for its inheritable, recycling a green to hand. Then, rounding out our Digimon, we run 4 full playset of Mega Gargo Ace, and then 2 copies of Trubimon. Nope, given how I built this deck so far, Mega Gargo Ace is pretty much the go-to boss, in that we actually could make use of that alternate evolution condition, given that last Digivolution allows you to pretty much go into it over any of your Rapidmons. That even includes your level 4 Rapidmon. And then also Mega Gargo is pretty much a very powerful form of interruption, given that when Digivolving, it gets to suspends to the opponent's Digimon, then two of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend, or be able to Digivolve, pretty much stunlocking certain things, such as preventing the opponent from going up their line, or for protection reasons, prevent hybrid for game. And then the structure Cherubi is pretty much for the Alliance body, and then when Digivolving, removing a level 4 Lord from board, and then allowing you to play up a level 4 green or purple from hand or trash without paying cost. Then we go on to our Tamers. Case, we run 3 copies of the Structure Deck Henry Wong, 2 copies of the X2 Henry Wong, and then 2 copies of Willis. And pretty much for racing, it's a little bit of playing with ratios, as the Structure Deck Henry Wong gains you 1 memory if your opponent has a Digimon on board, and has the main effect to then Digivolve using this, and then your Rapids and Gargos and Trash to Digivolve from your Terriers into Mega Gargo from hand, cost of 4, and then give that Sec Rush. And then EX2 Henrys are pretty much there for being a memory tamer, and also being a form of interruption, as you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon when one of your Rapid or Gargo names attacks. And then Willis here is actually a form of ramping up eggs, and ends up being a cost reduction for your Gargo and Rapid evolutions as well. And to finish up this deck profile, run 2 copies of Giant Missile, and then 4 copies of Double Typhoon from this set. Overall, Giant Missile is here for being a security bomb, given that it suspends one of the opponent's Digimon, then returns one of their suspended Digimon, and then prevents one of your opponent's Digimon from unsuspending until the end of their turn. Then Double Typhoon is your pretty much searcher option for the deck, as you pretty much search for any green, and then add a green tamer, and then pretty much its delay allows you to play out Terrier or Lop for free from hand. Yep, that's the deck profile for this one. But overall, this deck set pretty much allows you to go either way, as well. You can either focus on Lopmon line or focus on Terriermon lines, as this gives avenues towards the Mega Gargo side, Rapid Armor Rush side, or the Terriermon side of things. Well, say that you have 2 Double Typhoons. Where do you expand from there? For example, options on pretty much expanding on it, definitely say stuff like BT1 Mimi would be a good option to switch out for pretty much a focus on ramping up hatching or moving out from hatching. Since if you have level 5 or higher Digimon, you pretty much get to suspend her to hatch or move out a level 3 or higher from raising. And then for our Terriermon names, we also have BT3 Terriermon, who ends up being your memory floodgate. And then going further, for other one-off cards, we also have the likes of Calamon, who's also from EX2, since Calamon ends up being a branch practical battery while on the board as you digivolve. And then expanding further from that, since I don't really have EX2 cards on me, you also can actually use the EX2 for the original Terriermon lines, as we have as it has the older Gummymon, which is a draw one when effect suspends one of the opponent's Digimon, as well as having the rest of the original Terriermon line to go off of. Then, obviously, another aspect of expanding out is trying to get your hands on another copy of BT8 Rapidmon. To pretty much ends up switching out your level 4s for either Rapid Armor Rush or adding more rapid names for Gargomon. And then, instead of that, another recommendation would be EX4 stuff, in the form of pretty much pushing up into a full playset of Lopmon and Cocomon, and also getting access to a Henry and Shuchong Wong to then play into either a double, well, pretty much the theme of the deck being Terry and Lop, or pretty much go either way, as EX4 Alternative Being has things such as the Black Black Terrier lines, and then also the different the Light and Dark Lop lines in its support. And then obviously another really useful but very expensive kicker would definitely be Agility Training that comes with BT14, and that helps with searching and ends up helping with your Digivolution line. And to also top that off, we also bring in the off-theme aces to help add some extra tech for the decks, given that they're also green aces that have different abilities. In Lilymon's case, you're pretty much able to add an interruption by suspending and then bot decking a 5000 DP less Digimon, and then Mega Kabuterimon for a last minute blocker. And also, for future support, we also have BT16 Beginning Zerber, where we get Terrier and Lop X, as well as the Truby Evil X, and also the Rapid X, which will definitely be breaking the bank, given that it's one of the set's secret rares. But overall, it's definitely a very competitive budget item to get 2 copies of, as well. With 2 copies, you pretty much create a very competitive deck right out of the box with just 2 copies. And that gets further expanded come BT16. But overall, it's definitely very much up to preference to how one wants to build it. And overall, this has been my look at Advanced Starter Deck Double Typhoon. This is Cyberjaw, signing out.